Hello. Welcome back once again to the end of summer episode of the Retrocade podcast. It's episode 51. It's Phil and
Sean.
Great to be here. Good to be here. How you doing, Sean?
It's good.
Yeah,
and,
fantastic.
Successful summer. Getting fall into the swing of things. We
Absolutely.
got, Halloween on the horizon here.
We sure do.
Couple movies. Nothing. Ghostbusters is the big release, but delayed, of course.
Absolutely.
Jackass was delayed. And The Matrix 4 would be a Christmas release. So that's kind of what we have on the horizon.
Absolutely. I didn't even know that a new Matrix movie was coming out until like a few days ago. Because I would assume this has been in production for like 2 years. And then somebody was mentioning Matrix 4 Resurrection. I'm like, wait a minute. I was like, they're making a new Matrix? No, like, the new trailer's out. I was like, so they've been in production for years?
It was news to me.
News to me.
And I had such a bad taste in my mouth from the last one.
Oh, come on, bro. Come on, the last
20
two
years
were
ago?
horrible. But
Was it 20 years ago?
18. So the second one came out, and then the third one came out like 6 months later. Way too rushed. But they shot them at the same time.
I just remember.
Which was actually a little unusual. The only really movie to do that before that was like Back to the Future 2 and 3. They started Back to the Future 3 while wrapping up filming on 2. They went right into it. And like they didn't use
How did that work out? Back to the Future 3 is shit.
I like it as a character movie for Doc Brown, but no, it's probably the weakest of the three. But honestly, the second one might be the weakest of the three. So
the first one was such a mega hit.
Oh, but the first one's
it's
like
like
almost
one
a
of those
perfect
iconic
film.
movies of like cinema history.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably the movie of the '80s. Like,
what would you
a
say?
Standalone '80s movie? I think it's number one.
What about like a Ferris Bueller? What about Ghostbusters? What about Empire
Standalone.
Strikes Back?
I'm talking about standalone. Oh, it's not standalone, but
Because
if
it's
you're
a
gonna
series,
think of
yeah.
one '80s like blockbuster hit was Back to the Future.
Not Ghostbusters?
Different. I think it preceded Ghostbusters for its time. Not now, but for its time. But even now,
You think it was like a bigger
Yes.
cultural phenomenon? Is what you're saying?
It was for
Yeah.
sure.
You might be right. I think they're neck and neck. I mean, the staying power of Ghostbusters. I mean, Ghostbusters is still around.
But
Like,
Ghostbusters also, I think, was more male based.
oriented, and while Back to the Future can be everybody.
I think Back to the
family
Future
movie.
more like your mother would watch
You
it.
think?
And like,
Well, yeah, I guess it. Yeah, because I mean, because Ghostbusters kind of lends to like the schlubby guy superhero. It's more for boys, kind of in the way Indiana Jones is. Speaking of which, they have Indiana Jones 5 coming out. I hear it's a disaster so far. The rumors are going on. I know we're bouncing around from topic to topic, but they're all kind of related.
I mean, that looks like a frightening nightmare.
Well, so how do you feel about the new Matrix movie, given that the trailer's
I
out
think
now?
because it's been so many years since the last terrible shit movies
That the sour taste of 2 and 3 are out of your mouth
So I
now.
think
Because that's 18 years ago. The Matrix Reborn is 18 years ago, right?
I think I was in middle school. I might have been
we were in
early
high school. We were in high school.
I remember like half day. Maybe I was 14.
I watched
15.
it at the Travis movie theater.
I
UA.
saw
It was
I
still
saw
UA.
it in the atrium actually.
Oh my God.
We cut school, or I think it was a half day. It was a half day, and we like went to the movies after school.
Sure.
And I remember being like, "What the fuck? This movie's fucking
Horrible.
shit."
I remember walking. I liked the second one when it came out because it was filled with action, and I was also good age for it. We were like 15, 16. It was like kind of right in our wheelhouse. And then the third one came out shortly after, and we left the theater laughing. We're like, wow, they ruined that trilogy. Ruined Neo's character. He dies. It was like, that movie sucked. What the hell even happened? It was like, what
it
happened?
Was so convoluted and like
Convoluted,
confusing.
stupid. He's the one. Then the little girl at the end, is she the one? They have rebirth. I was like, what just happened? This
The
movie
whole
was trash.
story just kind of zigzagged into
Horrible.
bullshit.
Like the second one was still watchable because it was action packed and those set pieces were really good.
Yeah,
like
I remember fighting the twins on like the highway.
The highway set piece, great. Him fighting in like the chateau,
Yes.
also great. Like those are great set pieces.
2 has good fighting scenes.
Great set
But
pieces.
the story just deteriorated. Because the first one's
Can
a
you
classic.
even the first one's fantastic. Absolutely.
It's one of those like Y2K era.
Yes, Y2K, end of the 90s, cool
like
sci-fi.
right before 9/11.
Right before 9/11, like cool sci-fi concept
really
that
set
was
the
right on the
times.
cusp.
It
Yes,
set the
perfect for the
times.
times, set the times. Like, what could happen with the
way
future
the internet's
and
evolving.
exactly
and
what can happen
digital age.
with the digital age, exactly. And that was so that like kind of logic and that like fit right into the wheelhouse of the cultural lexicon
I
at that
think-
point. Things I mean, like what about the floating the slow mo scene,
bullets,
the bullet slow mo scene. I mean, that was
for its time, it was tremendous.
That was done a million times after that. You know what I mean? Like
now you're like, oh, that's
Deuce
fucking
Bigelow,
wild.
Male Gigolo. Like so many top movies have like parodied that and ripped that off. So I mean, that was a cultural game
I'm
changer.
gonna see Matrix in theaters.
Yeah, be that all things said, how we love the first one and the other two are pretty much.
But it's been
not that
so
good.
long, and Keanu, everything he touches is the gold right now.
Well,
so.
everyone loves Keanu. He's a sweetheart. It's like what's it called? What's the guy from The Mummy that everybody likes now?
Oh yeah, Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser. Everybody loves Brendan Fraser
to
again.
me, 'cause I see all the memes and like his whole upheaval, but where did this come from that everyone loves him?
I think there was a picture going around of Brendan Fraser where he looked like really bad in age. He looked bloated. He didn't look too good. Because he was a leading man looker. He was like a handsome young dude.
There was a movie
and now
on
he
HBO.
looks like a mess. But everybody was like, "Fuck you! Don't talk about Brendan Fraser. That guy's a sweetheart." And it's like, it's true. He's a nice guy. He's a nice Canadian dude. And like, so everybody came up and he was never a bad dude, you know what I mean?
He's
Like
been out of the spotlight for 20 years now.
Well, yeah, because he had a really bad divorce and he got depressed. He had like a whole thing.
The Mummy was like his peak. The Mummy.
Oh yeah, he was on top.
The Mummy was his peak.
I loved him. He's in Encino Man, and I loved him in Blast from the Past
Bedazzled
with Christopher
too.
Walken. Bedazzled.
Elizabeth Hurley was super hot.
Yes. Yeah. She's the devil, right? Or is that a different one?
No, that's Bedazzled. She's the devil.
But she's the devil. Yeah. He's great in those flicks. He's funny and he's likable and he's leading man. In The Mummy, he's Indiana Jones practically, and he does a great job.
I saw a movie
funny.
on HBO Max. Like
Blast from the Past, I love too.
Some
That's
shitty movie, not a script. I don't even remember the name.
Generic movie.
It's like took place in a Detroit crime flick, right?
Oh, sure, right up your alley.
And I'm looking at the guy. There's like a guy that's like a cab driver or like he's their chauffeur or something. And I'm like, this guy looks really familiar. And this is a new release. This is like 2020 release.
Oh.
And it was Brendan Fraser.
Oh, get out of here. Okay.
And, he's definitely very overweight.
Yeah, he's bloated.
Bald.
He's bloated.
He didn't look good.
Hair's a little thin. He looks. I mean, you just compare what he looked when he was like 30 to now. He's 50, and it's like, he aged like normal people. Let's put it that way.
He didn't age like Jennifer Lopez, who's
exactly,
a vampire.
Exactly.
Like,
he didn't
younger than we do.
He didn't exactly. He didn't. He aged like normal people that you see at the DMV when I'm 50. Oh, okay, that makes sense. He didn't age like a millionaire celebrity who they have
look at
anti-aging.
Jennifer Lopez, like
right. Yeah.
She looks younger than we do.
Sold her soul. I know. We're all gray and decrepit.
Dude, we're like, we'll go to
she's
the
doing
doctor.
backflips and friggin', in the Cayman Islands or wherever she is.
Drinking those fetuses.
Best life. Yeah, she's drinking fetus blood with the elites, but.
So Matrix, we're both gonna see. I think.
I mean, again, we Keanu's at its peak, a second coming for Keanu.
Yeah,
Everybody
Keanu's
loves him.
on fire.
Sweetheart like Brendan Fraser.
And listen, it's Christmas time.
Christmas
you want
time,
something
we got nothing better to do.
It's snowy out.
Little nostalgia. We'll go back into the
go
Matrix
to the mall.
world, right?
You return your shit. Go see the Matrix.
Go see the new Matrix.
So that's a check on our.
But
boxes.
the trailer looks okay. It looks like
it looks suitable. I didn't look blown away.
No,
like,
I wasn't blown away, but I was
this
like,
is
okay.
sick.
I think my biggest thing was that Larry Fishburne, Lawrence Fishburne, Morpheus isn't in it. They recast him to like younger Morpheus. And as I was telling
say, is there a reason why he's not in it?
I don't know yet. You know what? Is he not working?
Did he fight with the LGBT directors?
Lana Wachowski, the formerly Wachowski brothers, now the Wachowski sisters.
It's strange that both of them.
Is it strange, or does it make perfect sense? But
I don't know.
Larry Fishburne, however, is not in it, and they cast a guy that a young dude that looks like Larry Fishburne, and it's almost shocking because Morpheus is like the Obi-Wan of that movie. He's for sure an iconic.
This is what I'm thinking. Maybe he was like said something slanderous.
Possibly. I haven't heard anything about that. All I know is that he's not in it. Also, Hugo Weaving. Mr. Agent Smith is not in it, but that I think is more acceptable given that he died at the end.
Yeah, but he's still an iconic.
Oh, absolutely, he's an iconic character.
He's like the villain of the Matrix,
for sure. But I feel like him being out of it is more acceptable because you could have a new bad guy. But I mean, like if you want the old crowd to come back, you want Obi-Wan Morpheus.
Morpheus is
you
an
need
essential
those three.
Matrix.
You need Trinity, you need Neo, and you need Morpheus. So we're having fake Morpheus is kind of lame. But we'll deal with it. And but other than that, Carrie-Anne Moss looks good for 75. Trinity
98, yeah,
98. No, she does look good.
Bag.
Shut up, you old bag. Sean takes her Marlboro off the set. Oh, Keanu, he stole my Marlboro. But so they're all good. I mean, again, we're fans of the Matrix, and we're all looking to have a nostalgia trip. We'll all go see the.
So
and I tell you, new age special effects do look like they're doing it justice too. For the trailer, the
it looked good enough to waste my time in the movie theater.
And nobody cares about effects anymore because they've gotten to a point where it's not special. But sometimes some of these movies look horrible with the special effects because I don't know, they use too much or they're sloppy with it. But this looks like it's paying service to what they're doing. So interested to see. And interested going forward.
So Ghostbusters, we're looking at the memorabilia train. We're big collectors.
Oh yeah, we got our memorabilia right here, as you can see.
Collection's grown for sure.
Ecto Cooler Ecto 1 right there. We got the box.
I have the Ecto. I'm still hunting the Turtle Van, which is the other Walmart exclusive.
Very excited to try to find the Turtle Van.
I couldn't get my hands on it.
Well, they're like, if you don't get them, was that store exclusive?
Walmart exclusive, but
Walmart website exclusive.
They had it in stores,
but did they have it on the website? You didn't pre-order it?
I missed it.
Well, there's your problem.
I didn't know
there's your problem.
I didn't know about
That's
it.
the problem because these things are. If you can't.
But how many units do they get pre-ordered? 1,000, 2,000?
I think it's really dependent because the distribution chains, like I know Hasbro's having trouble. Oh, it's a disaster because of COVID still, so nobody can really get anything shipped over. And just general distribution.
Those turtles are Mattel, I believe.
Yes, but I mean they're all getting everything from China.
But the original line is Mattel.
Yes, the original line is Mattel.
I don't know if that's a subsidiary of Hasbro or
no, they're not. They're separate.
Mattel.
Yeah, they're separate. But what about
So I can't get my hands on it.
What about that? That's not
eBay's
NECA?
about. No, this is the original.
That's the original run.
The NECA's what I'm currently buying.
Ninja Turtles was always.
It was Playmates.
Playmates, which is under Mattel.
Yes.
Yeah. Because they weren't Kenner. Yeah. Kenner was like Ghostbusters, Star Wars, Jurassic Park a little later on, and stuff like that. That was all Kenner.
All my favorite stuff was Kenner. I saw some cool Jurassic Park stuff at Target.
Me too. They've got
they had, like the cool Jeep.
They got the Jeep with the T-Rex. Yeah, I was gonna buy that.
It was like a little boy.
They got the little Tim. Yeah, the little.
Yeah, I was like, wow, that's pretty cool.
That's great stuff. I know. And it's fairly priced too. It was only 40 or 50. It wasn't like $89.99 or something.
I remember as a kid, you had like the cool T-Rexes.
I did. I had the main T-Rex, and I had the Triceratops. I had those two.
You had the cool Ninos. I never got my hands on.
Yeah, those were Christmas gifts. Because I was a big fan of the original Jurassic Park and a fan of The Lost World. I mean, they were like good age for those movies.
T-Rex was like $40-$50 back then.
Oh, probably. It was probably 40.
I certainly didn't have that kind of money.
Yeah, because just for inflation, that's probably like 70 today.
I really remember going to the racetrack, wanting to like win money so I could buy Jurassic Park toys.
Oh yeah. Come on, ponies! I'm gonna buy some
my dad's
Velociraptors.
Like, here's like $10 to gamble.
Yeah.
And he's like, you win, we'll go to Toys R Us.
There you go. You didn't win.
No. I think I got like a $5 like sympathy figure.
Sean learned a good lesson about horse betting that day, and
well, you know what? That's why I'm not a big gambler. I couldn't. If I won that T-Rex,
you'd be a different story.
You might be at
the ponies right now. I know that's a good story.
Oh, father, bet out some more horses.
Put your money on the horses, Sean. Oh yeah,
bring me a whiskey while you're at it.
Another whiskey. So
I'm finishing my homework. I
said,
up. Bring it.
All right, shut up, Sean. But so you can keep on like the vintage stuff and the Ecto. So we got the Ecto 1, as we all had as kids. It's practically identical to the original.
I mean ours was.
Nothing.
It downstairs.
Oh yeah, mine
mud,
trashed as shit. Oh, of course. There was nothing left.
But it's cool seeing the box.
The box is cool. It's a little different, a little smaller box than the original box.
The back here.
Go ahead, take a look. And but it's the sculpt is almost identical. It's not identical like a real collector would be like. Actually, this is different. There's little things like the license plate's a little different and stuff like that.
I'm looking at the roof, for example. The seat. I definitely that shit was long gone from mine.
Oh, sure, you didn't have the seat. Yeah, the original had the seat though. Yeah,
but like when
you didn't have it. No, you got it secondhand.
Broke.
Oh yeah, it disappears.
I think the Ecto was easier to get. I might have got it in the box, but as a kid and you're playing with it, that seat definitely.
Oh, the seat doesn't last for a kid. No, for sure.
The claw. I actually do have a vague memory of like a stringy thing for sure.
Yes, it has the claw to catch the ghost, and then when you drive it reels them in. So that's a cool little play feature.
But they're re-releasing a bunch of new Ghostbusters stuff.
Yes, they have. So is that under that gets under Hasbro Kenner, but it's not the vintage style. It's a new style.
No, it's definitely
another
vintage.
style. Like it's not like the 6-inch ones that were like real likenesses.
But it's not
These
the
are
real
like,
Ghostbusters.
but it's not
either.
the real Ghostbusters likeness either. It's just like a
It's the
cartoony.
movie. It's more like the movie, but like a new modern take on
modern
the
take, but also
But
like
they made, like-
cartoony style.
What I noticed though, they made like Bill Murray. You know.
Yes.
Egon, I didn't see any Egon figures.
Oh, I did. I saw all 4 at Target of the new styled Ghostbusters figures. I was gonna get them because it was 4 on the peg, and I was like, oh, I wonder if they have them all. And I was like, oh, they do. They have 1 of each. I was like, I should buy them, but they're like $14 a piece. So I was like, oh, I'm paying $60 for these
figures,
things right now.
We think they're $5.
No.
They're like $20 each.
No,
now.
this is not 1994, Sean. I do remember one time in like 1996.
Okay, so like these are the new ones that I saw, and I saw these actually today in Target. So they're $10, $11.
Those are the ones. Yeah. Well, I'll put it on the screen. But yeah, they're the ones. They're like a little cartoony, whatever, you know.
But they
like,
still look all the original.
of the original guys, not of the real Ghostbusters. How much are they?
$11.
That ain't bad. I feel like they were more expensive
I
at
feel
Target.
like Ray's always a figure nobody wants.
Mhm.
But
He's a fat one. Nobody wants a fat one.
I only see Ray Stantz here. Well, let's see if I can.
Well,
find
in Target, I saw all 4. So they make all 4 for sure. They had 1 of each on the pegs. And
So we're
they're
excited for that, but that's gonna be released in November.
what is?
Ghostbusters. So that's like the big. That's like
We talking about Afterlife?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
So let's
that's
go to
gonna be-
Afterlife. What'd you think of the newest trailer?
That's
The
gonna be
most
my
recent trailer.
return to the movie theater. The last time I was in the movie theater.
That's November of this year.
correct.
Oh wow, we got a couple of movies coming
We're
out.
gonna have to do a retro.
I thought they were holding it back till next summer, you know, because it's COVID stuff and who knows, you know. I haven't even kept up. I'm like, hey, listen, whenever they return, I don't even look, you know. But November, so that'll be my return back.
I
to
think
the
we're
theaters,
gonna have
so.
to do a Retrocade outing.
Yeah,
for
we
the-
might have to do an outing for that one. That's worthy, especially given that you know what, I did hear that it was in like a film festival and it got some good nostalgic praise. You know, apparently the tone is not like the original tone, but you can't replicate that tone of
It's
the
not
first movie.
1984
It's not
anymore.
1984. You don't have those actors. So while it's a Ghostbusters movie, it's Ghostbusters in spirit with a new tone, kids, because it's really more like kind of like Stranger Things tone, from what I understand. 'Cause it's
Yeah, I
kids.
got that vibe, and I feel
Well,
like
how could you? But you can't. There's no Bill Murray deadpan, which is what made that first movie. He just walked on set. I'll call that a big yes. You know, Ray's gone. Bye, Egon. What have you got
and
left?
Paul
You
Rudd's
know?
just kind of like he's not
But you know what?
lame,
If you
but-
were gonna redo the Ghostbusters like 10 years ago, those were kind of the guys. You would have did Judd Apatow. You would have did Paul Rudd. You would have did maybe Seth Rogen. Those would have been the new Ghostbusters.
Seth
you know?
Rogen, hell no.
But 10 years ago, like if you were to put those guys in the form.
Ghostbusters 3 would have came out 2000 if with those same guys.
Well, no, if they did it 2000, then you could have had the original guys, you know.
Yeah,
but I'm talking about
50s at that point.
sure, but at least, I mean, you know, as long as Harold Ramis is still around, he can do
He-Man,
it.
He-Man.
And they don't look good. Yeah, but I mean, like I have high hopes for Afterlife in comparison to the unspoken 2016 one. You notice how no one even mentions it.
It's just like if it never happened.
It's like it never happened.
And there's a positive buzz about the new one.
There's a much more positive buzz about the new one than there was about the 2016
when I
one, which was
watched
only
it-
good for Ecto Cooler.
Yeah. And we were just discussing that. There was like a fake thing going out with 3 flavors, like berry, apple.
We posted that on the podcast where somebody made a Photoshop thing about new Ecto Cooler in
Like-
cans with different Ecto Cooler flavors. What was it, like blueberry?
And it had like the Ghostbusters, like what is it? What's this title? Not Resurrection, remastered. Afterlife. So it had like the Ghostbusters Afterlife on the can. So
yes.
you're like,
This
like,
is for the moon movie.
that's
But
like
now
a good
that's
Photoshop.
That's
you
an
know?
old Photoshop thing going around. That's like a year old.
Yeah, there's no Ecto coming out. Maybe if they
No, we would have known about it already because there would have been
Coke's no idiots. They
No.
probably had these boardroom meetings. But nah, we're gonna milk it. We're gonna wait. If this is a hit, we'll
But
wait.
don't they? I mean, I don't understand because like I would have to assume that Ecto Cooler was a hit in 2016, like they sold out. So why not bring it back? Obviously, there's a demand.
I think they want to keep the marquee kind of. They want to keep the item very.
Like what, the McRib? I mean, like yeah,
Exactly.
but like, sure, but like if they don't bring it back ever, what is
Well,
good is that?
But look at the McRib, right? If it was available 24/7,
Of
I'd be
course.
like, I'm not eating this disgusting
I know,
shit.
but the last time,
But you're like, ooh, McRib, this
But-
is rare. You're gonna eat it.
what? Yeah, but I get that. But what what is the logic of bringing back Ecto Cooler every 20 years or something? You know, it was 2016. Now we're in 2020. 5 years ago, Sean. Yeah, and they're making a new Ghostbusters movie. Isn't it time to maybe bring it back now? Because if you don't bring it back now, then you're not going to bring it back.
If this is a hit, they'll make a sequel, perhaps.
Perhaps, but why isn't Ecto Cooler coming with this movie?
Listen,
we need Ecto Cooler.
I want Ecto. I'm gonna buy cases of it. I'm gonna
right.
buy so much Ecto Cooler. My girlfriend's gonna be angry at me.
I'm gonna have a stockpile.
We're just gonna stockpile.
Stockpiles of this tangerine orange juice.
I don't need milk. I don't need water. All I want is Ecto. Okay.
It's such a refreshing, nostalgic
we'll
flavor.
Make an Ecto Cooler seltzer for the new
yeah.
trends, and then we can just.
Oh, forget it.
You can drink at work. You can drink at
work,
school,
in the day.
You can drink wherever you go.
Wherever you want. You'll be drinking on your
Ecto
Zoom.
Cooler, that's it.
Drink on your Zoom meetings.
Listen, you don't gotta tell me twice about the Ecto Cooler lifestyle. Absolutely. I live it. I'm a part of it, and we need it back.
Oh, absolutely.
But I think these boardrooms, they have a plan for it. We'll see it
I
again.
They have a good plan for it.
I don't think we're gonna see it again in 2021.
Well, I feel like that's a mistake, but who am I? I'm not a suit in a board meeting, I guess. But very excited for that. What else we got in the?
Speaking of suits, are not wearing suits. Indiana Jones.
Oh my God!
You think they're gonna learn their lesson from?
No.
Shia LaBeouf's Abomination.
Kathleen Kennedy's producing this one, so no.
Well, how does this woman have such? I think did she purposely George Lucas's tormentor, ruining everything he's ever done?
He put her in charge. It's really his fault. But the thing is that remember, she always. There was always a higher up, you know what I mean? She was able to produce a movie, but now that she's making kind of creative decisions, oh my God, it's horrible. So long story short, Indiana Jones 4 is filming with the 107-year-old Harrison Ford.
I'm looking at the cast here. Shia LaBeouf is not in it.
No, he's gone bye-bye. He's gone cuckoo.
Yeah.
He's no longer...
You have Antonio Banderas. It stands out to me.
Oh, he's in there?
There's some black woman that I guess you have to add for 2022. There's some
leave it to this kid Sean to cancel
Phoebe Waller. I don't know who she is.
Yes, you do. That's the robot from Solo. And apparently she becomes the new Indiana Jones in this movie, as the leaks say. Spoiler alert!
This woman?
She's the
I don't want to watch anything.
She's the LGBT droid. Don't
She's
assume my robot gender.
Oh.
That's her in real life. She apparently becomes the new Indiana Jones.
Yeah, that looks like a big stinker.
So apparently that is the word on the street. We of course hope not.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't sound like
it sounds
any.
Very unappetizing. I'm not interested.
Very concerned, very alarmed about that, Sean.
So speaking about another movie that came out recently was Suicide Squad. Did you see it?
I would say You know what?
Do you have HBO Max?
Yeah, I have access. We'll go ahead and say I have access to HBO Max, yes. So...
What do you mean access? Whose account are you using?
Yeah, I'm using somebody's account. I think I'm using Steve Sperling's account, friend of the kiss. But the thing is that... Right. Fuck you, HBO. But the thing is that... So, when this came out, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, is this on HBO Max? And I'm like, The Suicide Squad? So this is Suicide Squad 2? And I was like, what do you mean? I was like, Suicide Squad just came out. And I was like, it is half the same actors. I was like, this is a remake? I was completely fucking confused about it. And then I realized, they're remaking it because the first one got thrown out, but half the same actors are in it, like Margot Robbie. She's playing this.
That's the only recurring actor.
But still, it's like, shouldn't she just do this? They're doing this in a different... I'm like, oh my God. Will Smith's not in it. They got Idris Elba. And I was like...
Idris Elba was better than Will Smith.
So you saw Suicide Squad.
I did.
Good, Sean. Tell us all about it, because I didn't get a chance to see this thing. Because I was completely confused. Did you know this was coming out? Did you know that they were remaking it? What did you know? Did you know that they were throwing the old one out and coming out with a completely new one?
So... I'm trying to look up the original. I can't even find it.
The one with Will Smith. I saw it in theaters. I didn't even hate it. I knew it was a disaster. I went in with no expectation.
Shit.
No, it is. But I came out of that movie being like, oh, well, that wasn't as bad as they made it seem. I heard they were saying it was going to be a big abortion. And I was like, well, it wasn't a total abortion. I came out not hating it. But
it was bad.
But
they also
the fact,
in the Joker.
but to remake it so soon after. But then you think about it.
2016.
It's just 5 years ago. Time flies. But how quickly did they reboot Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield to the new kid?
Probably,
that was only a couple years.
I'd say 4 or 5 years. Same.
Might be less.
Garfield also, that was really shitty.
The one with Jamie Foxx when he's Electrode.
So anyway, Suicide Squad.
I saw that in theaters.
Idris Elba was great. He was likable. He was better than Will Smith.
Really?
Pete Davidson makes a cameo in the beginning of the movie.
Who's he? Pete Davidson? He's a kid from Staten Island. He's the
And
king
you know
of
what?
Staten
He
Island.
was funny. Like he's actually. I'm starting to like him.
You're
I
a
think
big fan of his.
I think he's funny. I think he has
He
like.
he lives down the block from here. He literally lives down the block. We can walk to
he's
his
moved to
house.
the ferry now, but
He still owns the house over here. His mom lives.
yeah, his mother lives there.
She's right here. She's literally. We could walk there.
So Sylvester Stallone's in the movie. He does a voice, but it's funny. So there's this like gigantic.
I heard about
shark
that. He's
character.
like a Groot or
it's like
whatever.
a Groot, but
yeah.
it's a shark.
Hey, yo, Mick.
Hey, I'm a shark.
I'm a shark, Adrian. Really, they really got Stallone.
Yeah, you want a chomper?
It's really
you
that's
got
the schlock.
some fish.
He
He talks like moronically, like.
Of
Ooh.
course, that's why they paid me all this money to talk
But
like
he
a real
looks, if
moron.
Sylvester Stallone like swam in the ocean, he would look like the shark.
Okay, because they probably did motion cap on him, so it's like his movements.
This giant muscular shark.
So this is a very
like-
much a Groot thing. Okay.
Yeah, it's a Groot thing, and it's Sylvester Stallone. It's fantastic.
That's good. They paid me $8.8 million to do
He
this.
fits a perfect.
I got to do it from the privacy of my own living room too.
Yeah,
I was never on set once.
perfect casting. Perfect
That's good.
casting.
Who directed this?
This was
Let's take a gander.
James Gunn.
Oh, it's a James Gunn movie. So he did Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, so that's
Very good.
So that's
And
good.
the Waititi,
Wakai Waititi.
yeah,
He's gonna be doing some more Star Wars in the future.
he was a producer.
Okay.
So, and he like, you know.
He's
on
he's
fire.
doing some Star Wars in the future. He's slated to direct something. Unlike Rian Johnson and his Star Wars trilogy, I don't think that's gonna be happening anytime soon. You haven't heard any whispers about that.
John Cena was in it.
Oh, was he apologizing to the People's Republic of China in the movie? Forgive us, please. You saw that video, right?
No,
you know
I did not.
You didn't see
John Cena apologizing to China?
Sean's not on the wagon on this one. John Cena had to apologize to China because he said something about Taiwan, and it was like insulted the Chinese government. So he had to give, and he did it in like Mandarin or Cantonese. Yeah, he did it. Yo, pull it up. It's great. It's so embarrassing because it makes him look so weak. He's this big jack dude,
And he's mostly like America wrestling.
big America wrestling, and he's like kneeling down to
my Chinese overlord. I love you so much.
to the Chinese, the People's
I
Republic
buy
of
your
China.
products. and
Right. Yeah,
I give you my little son.
total sellout move. So
Ooh.
embarrassing for
I
him.
just lost respect for him.
It's
How did
bro,
I not
watch
know
the
about
video
this?
and you'll completely lose respect.
John
It's
Cena,
pathetic.
China. Why
It
am
comes
I not
off
aware of
so pathetic. It really does. He wants that Chinese money so bad that he was just like, "Forgive us, please," and that was it.
this? I like you doing like the Naboo like alien.
Oh yeah, the Nemoidians.
You must forgive
Your
us.
Lord Sidious promised us peace. Yeah. No.
We must have movie in China.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Can't distract them. I will contact the People's Republic. I will contact Gigi Min. Yeah,
I'm trying to post this up here. Well, the comments gotta be.
Wrestler John Cena has touched off an international controversy.
This is depressing and hilarious at the same time.
Absolutely.
Next week, John Cena apologizes to Hitler. John Cena apologizes to North Korea.
Kim Jong-un.
The amount of I have to say, it's very important to respect China and China. This is. Oh my god.
And he does it in Cantonese or Mandarin.
I thought you were joking.
This is no joke.
Hello, China. This is John Cena. I wrongfully said Taiwan is a country.
Pretty good accent there.
Wrongly. Not only is Taiwan not a country, it's also not even a real place.
No way.
It's like Zootopia,
Oh, come on. That's got to be a joke of it.
which coincidentally made $220 million in China.
He called it Zootopia? Oh, no,
And
for the
don't
movie
get me-
Zootopia.
Don't get me started on Tibet. Always complaining about China. I will give Tibet something to complain about.
No way he said all that. But he really did apologize. Then
Dalai
he's doing
Lama.
body slams. That was the Dalai Lama? That's got to be a joke, though, right? He didn't really say that stuff. But he did apologize, like, really
I
pathetically.
thought that was real, though. He called it Zootopia.
Zootopia.
Oh, God.
But, yeah, that was really...
But he really did an apology video to China.
He really did an apology video to the Chinese government about calling Tibet a country.
Well, this new movie, Shanghai.
It's not
which-
even a real place.
Shang-Chi.
Yeah,
It's
Shang-Chi.
got a lot of
Shang-Chi.
buzz.
Yeah, did you see it?
I did not. Kind of like...
Where is that available?
It's
See,
on
I can't.
theaters.
Only in theaters? We
I
can't
believe so.
stream it? 2021, Sean. I can't go to a theater yet.
Well, they're getting people going back to the office. People going back to theaters.
Not me, baby. I'm staying home.
Well, then, dude, you're gonna be missing out. You're gonna be seeing movies.
You mean I'm not gonna see Shang-Chi?
How are you gonna sleep at night? You're gonna miss
How will I
Shang-Chi.
sleep?
All right?
Wait. How do we pronounce it?
I think it's Shang-Chi.
Shanghai? No, that's not Shanghai.
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi?
See,
Shang-Chi. We're
right,
embarrassing ourselves
Shang-Chi.
calling it Shanghai.
I gotta apologize to China.
We'll have to apologize to China now. After
Well,
that one.
apparently he made all these comments that his family fled China and it's a terrible place.
Yes, and beyond that, even Shang-Chi as a property has a little bit of racist roots, I do believe, but that's a different story, I think. So, but the main actor was
I've been in comic
denounced.
books.
Wait,
my
was it
whole
the
life.
main actor or
The
was
main
it
actor,
the director?
Timu Lee.
Oh yeah, okay. So he was making the commentary that place sucks.
His family fled China. I think they went to Canada, if I'm not mistaken.
Now,
and they're like, China sucks, and his family fled like an oppressive government.
absolutely.
And China's like, oh, how dare such grievances! And
Yes.
now the movie's not going to be filmed.
I was just going to ask, is it being released in China?
At the moment, no.
Oh my God! You know how bad that is for Disney because
This is
China
a
is
China
a
movie.
tremendous market, and it's a China movie. Like, because bro, it's a bigger market than the U.S. now. Think about it. There's 1.4 billion people there. That's 4 times more many people as Americans. Now I get it. So many people are rice farmers that aren't going to be watching this movie, but their middle class is growing.
Well, rice farmers watch the movie reminds you of them taking Bitcoin in El Salvador. Like, I go
Yo, aren't
there,
they
it's
legalizing
like,
Bitcoin in El Salvador? You got to get some Bitcoin,
That's
man.
my mother's country. I'm actually going there in October. But
There you go.
these poor villages, they have flip phones from 2001.
Yeah.
These old
But do they have
women eating
Bitcoin?
beans are not going to be able to use Bitcoin. It's going to be a gigantic failure.
Oh, I think it's going to work.
I think the whole
Get their
world is going to go there to launder money and sell drugs, and that's what's going to happen.
Why? You mean because they legalized it there?
Yes, you can just use Bitcoin and just launder your money and hide money. That's what's going to happen.
Well, yeah, but you know what? I mean, it is like
It's not gonna benefit the
you do-
people
you
of El
Not that
Salvador.
I want to talk into a Bitcoin conversation, but Bitcoin is completely traceable wallet to wallet. Like it's hard
not
to
going to
even launder it.
benefit the grossly impoverished people of El Salvador.
I would say not if they can't get their hands on it. No. If they could get their hands on it, possibly. So they legalized it as a tender there, El Salvador, and also in Argentina, or where else was it? What's the other country that El Salvador fights with?
Honduras.
Guatemala. Didn't Guatemala? It's one of those. Yo, that I got a sense of that.
Nah, you could say Honduras. Nah, we don't like
Beep. No. But so yeah, not to get on a Bitcoin
Yeah, let's
conversation
get back
in this
to
podcast. Yeah,
Let's
but
get back to the
so
let's get off the rails.
so are you excited for Shang-Chi?
my
Shang-Chi.
friends
I
saw
keep
it.
mispronouncing
They all
it.
spoke highly of it. I'm not. I don't think I'm gonna see it in the theater. Honestly, I might see it on Disney Plus, or I'm sure that's will be the venue.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're going to release it on. I'm asking, were they going to release it on Disney Plus?
Eventually, I'll see it on streaming. I'm not gonna see it in the theaters. That's kind of my take on it.
Sure. Watch it at home when it gets full release on Disney Plus, and don't pay the extra for it like you have to do with some.
Yeah, like the
movies on
Cruella movie was
Cruella
like
movie
that.
now, because now it's available. I could just watch it if I wanted to.
No, I think it's still.
Although I
think it's still premiere access.
oh, is it? Because I
Yeah.
seen it on there, but maybe it was just
I'm sure your wife probably wants to watch it.
not paying $30 to watch it though. That's for damn sure.
Listen, you pay $30 to watch a movie, $17 for a Starbucks. Call it an
Grubhub,
afternoon.
you call it a $70 night to Grubhub your Starbucks and watch a movie at home and put the AC on and the heat at the same
See,
time.
This is.
That's some people
I'm
do.
looking at his junk pile. This is an iconic, because that car wouldn't exist in this.
That's a
age.
Grimer.
The upskirt Grimer.
The upskirt Grimer is looking at. Wait, but didn't they alter the eyes because originally he was looking upskirt?
Well, the original
Japanese
Japanese
one.
release, the eyes were looking upskirt.
That's what I'm saying.
Now,
That's a first edition
now he's
too.
just looking like
Let me see. Is that Jungle? What set is that?
Rocket.
Oh, Rocket. Let me see. Rocket Grimer Japanese. I want to see. See if we're because that was always the rumor. I don't remember.
I always just read the little Pokedex entries.
Oh, I love those. Yeah.
It was
Yep.
recently.
He's looking up the skirt. That's
Let's take a look
great.
here. Let's take a look.
That's great. We got to put this on our shit. He's looking up the skirt.
Let's take a look here.
There he is. See.
Oh, that card's fantastic.
That's great. He's looking right.
He's literally looking up this schoolgirl skirt.
That's great.
I
What's with the Japanese obsession with schoolgirls?
I don't know.
I don't know. But that's great. Yeah, that's great. I was always the rumor. I guess I never really proved it as a kid. I'm sure I maybe have seen the Rocket cards. I was like, oh yeah, he is. But now that that's
Well,
proven.
it was just in your junk pile, so I was like, oh,
yeah, it's
cool.
first edition too. These are from I give them to the kids, but I've got some real Pokemon cards over here. I got shadowless ones and stuff, and over there, and then we of course
I
got.
was on a kick maybe like 6 months ago.
Oh yeah, you were. I'm still on. I'm not
take
exactly.
hiatuses. Like,
sure. Well, I mean, the reality of it is that how can you collect these
how
things?
we work in this
nonstop?
collector's world? I go like through phases.
Sure.
I'll do 4 months of this.
Now
that.
you're doing like turtles, and you're doing the
Turtles. I've actually been into D&D. I've been playing.
Oh, have you? Cool.
It's pretty cool. Magic.
Of course, I've been my collecting phase now. I'm collecting original Star Wars line, and I'm trying to get the all original '96 plus, of course, Jabba and the Max Rebo band.
You're about a third of the way.
Well, I got about 40 something guys.
Only
but
about 20K to go.
Well, that's when they get the more expensive. Like Amana Man, he's like 400. Luke in Stormtrooper disguise, like 400. You know,
Man's a yellow and green guy.
Yes. The original one.
Kaplan had one.
Yeah, he was expensive. Kaplan had he had Jabba in there. That was our
music
teacher in
I think
middle school.
He exposed us to the world of collecting.
He was ahead of his time because he was a toy collector at age 50. Before that was a customary thing. You know what I mean? I know your dad collect peasant stuff, but they're like these are like pioneers because now it's like a very commonplace thing.
I think he created the bug that we have of collecting.
Definitely.
He planted the seeds of it.
I mean, when you look at guys like this, the first time I seen this, and because soft goods was not a thing for Star Wars figures in the 90s, it was all like plastic. So when I seen soft goods, I was like, oh, like look, he's got like a fur coat.
That staff is rare too.
The staff is rare to have them complete, but of course I'm going for the original line complete. I'm not going to go for just the guys, because you get them on the cheap. Because like I said, I was telling you before, Yoda complete is like almost $100. Wicket complete, like with his staff, over $50.
Well,
they're expensive.
A lot of guys I've noticed now that they're using 3D printers to remake.
Yeah, but I don't do repros. You could of course get all your reproduction stuff. I won't.
You
do
gonna
it.
tell me though, like you're not gonna do any repros?
No, I want all original.
I would do a repros.
I know you. No, it's fun. Listen, I'm not. There's some people that are like vehemently against repro because they're like, it's a disgrace, it's illegal, and like it devalues.
It's
blah blah blah.
illegal.
Yeah, I know. Like, stop it. I mean, it's serious.
Like,
I'm not against
call
it.
the police. He has reproductions.
By all means, if you want, because they're counterfeit. But like, by all means, if you want to complete your guys by getting your Bib Fortuna staff and reproducing it, because the staff alone could be $30. I understand that.
Repros don't bother me.
Exactly. Some people they don't bother. I understand that. By all means, get your your guns, because who wants to pay $30 for a repro Bib Fortuna staff? However, me on the other hand, I want it to be all original because that's where the I also want it to kind of be like
$30 for.
Absolutely.
A small, minute piece of plastic.
I had to buy because I want an original. Bosk, I don't have his weapon, so I got his Relby blaster coming in. I bought it just the blaster. You know how much it cost me on eBay? $21. Yeah,
that was close.
Yeah.
So I could be a good appraiser.
You can appraise this stuff.
My pricing is pretty close.
What do you think Leia's original blaster is? There's the black one from the original.
See on this
well, I'll show. Okay, so here. So here's this is Princess Leia in Hoth. That's an original blue blaster, so that's the 1980 version. That's an original one right there. So and she comes with the Leia blaster, but that's a blue one.
Yeah.
They made a black one with the original line. What do you think this one's going? This blaster's
blue
going
one, $32.
No, it's like $70. Just the blaster
for that tiny gun.
I was able to get the figure herself total for $80, so not too bad. She's complete. But if you want the black blaster, the original 1977 run of Princess Leia, in her regular thing, which I don't have. I have another blue one in there. It's like $100 or more, just the black blaster.
Well, look at
if it's original.
Look at those repros I had of like the iconic Magic cards that I got.
Oh yeah,
they were like fucking brilliant. They were.
I've been trying to look for those. So we have a video on the Retrocade page, Facebook page, YouTube page, where we are fiddling with the Power 9. You can just look it up, Retrocade Power 9. And
these cards didn't
we have like a beautiful list Power 9 on the table, but they're repros or proxy productions, but they look great. And
I think I paid like $50 for like 50.
I was like I wanted to display them like you were talking about. I was like that would be great to display because obviously that you can't get originals.
That's gonna be $100,000
more at this point. The Power 9? How much would the Power 9 be?
I'd say $100,000.
It's got to be more, right?
Maybe 200.
Yeah, like because even like
just Lotus alone's gonna be like $80-$90.
A white bordered Lotus. How much is that gonna cost you? Yeah, just a white bordered one.
These are black.
These are black bordered, but I'm saying you can't get a black bordered. No. So because that's 6 figures. So if you get a white bordered one, what is that gonna cost you? It's got to run you $68 to $70 grand.
Let's say.
And then all the rest,
$60K,
and all the rest could be 5, 7, 12. You know what I mean? So like the whole thing could be 200 grand,
Time
and that's
Walk
like
alone,
cheapest.
Time Walk alone's probably 20, 30, 25, 30.
Right.
Ancestral Recall, that's another
so
30.
at the cheapest, and that's cheap meaning like you get them beat up, and you get the unlimited
PSA
versions.
4 or 5.
Yeah, PSA 4 or 5 and unlimited, not alpha or beta.
No,
like you're looking at like almost 200 white bordered. Yeah, you're looking at 200 grand. So
I saw like a nice ass frame for like $60. That's like with 9 card slots. And I'm just gonna like throw.
Wait,
them on.
what is it? It's a nice like frame thing.
It's like a frame thing, but it has like 9 card slots.
Perfect for the Power 9, like a sleep, like a
So
binder
I'm just gonna
thing.
put the fake
Nice.
ones in there, and like.
Oh yeah, that'd be a beautiful
like,
display.
piece.
Exactly, because again, you can't get the originals because unless you're
Everyone
millionaire.
knows it's not the real shit, but
Oh, it's a beautiful display to look at. Oh, that's how they
I
look.
remember, like-
that's them.
the boxes are actually worth more than if they were real gems at this point. You know.
I know, like a real sapphire.
But like I remember
Yeah.
being Neutral Grounds. I remember the display case, seeing this real cards.
We've had this conversation not that long ago where I was telling you they had Black Lotus in there, that in their case. You're like, no, they didn't. Yes, they did. They had a whiteboard of Black Lotus, 400 at the time, 1999.
I remember Ancestral Recall in Taiwan.
They had Black Lotus. It was white, the whiteboarded one. They had unlimited.
I don't remember Lotus.
They absolutely had Lotus.
I
It
just
was
remember
400.
staring at like Recall and Taiwan. Like,
Oh, they had
ooh.
they had those too. I don't
I
think
was just like,
I don't
your
rec-
face at the glass.
I
And
don't,
just
oh, of
stare
course.
and,
They,
like,
I don't
amazement.
recall all the Moxes, but they absolutely had the whiteboarded Black Lotus, and it was the price on it was straight up 400. It wasn't $399, 400, and I was like, oh
No
wow,
way for a Lotus, $400.
1999, bro,
It was 21.
1999. 22 years ago. Yeah, this is when think about it. At the time, first edition Charizard was $120 at Alternate Realm, our old card store, my old card store. They had first edition
I'd go to
Charizard.
Friday Magic there with you.
No, well, you did, but it wasn't like
But
your
I didn't like-
home store,
No,
which was more J and B cards for you, which is
I'd
another
have to
one.
like
on
take the
Staten Island.
train or get a ride.
Yeah,
so.
that was for J and B while
But
you
you
could
could
get
just
some
go
closer.
there after school.
Ride
I
the
didn't have
bike.
that luxury.
Yeah,
I had
no,
to go there like Friday night. Like
Yes,
you're
it
hanging
wasn't
out.
like a random Tuesday where Sean can make it out to Alternate Realm, but sure. And every weekend, I was there every Sunday in every Pokemon tournament. But from 99 to 2000, they had in their display case first edition Charizard 120 and Shadowless Charizard 40. That was what their going rate was in 99, I'd say. Maybe into 2000. But that's what they were going from. What would a first edition Charizard like PSA 8 run you today? It's got to be 7-8 grand. I know their prices have fluctuated a lot lately because of the craze. Because of the boom. I guess you could say.
I think they're gonna go down.
Oh yeah, they already have, but they're normalizing. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
there was a tulip bulb peak, and now they're gonna go down. But they've normalized. You know what I mean? But wait another 10 years, and it's not like they're gonna go down ever. Like in other words,
No, they're not gonna lose value.
no,
but
unless you bought a PSA first edition Charizard, like a PSA 8 first edition Charizard for 40 grand, then you might lose because you bought it for tippy top. But if you hold forever, like if you hold for another 10 years, you'll get your money back eventually. Like,
I
they're
have
not gonna-
I have base completed, jungle completed.
Which was what
I-
you were
I
playing.
have-
That's a great thing, by the way, that you're completing. I would love to complete base set Shadowless, not even first.
I
edition.
have about 90% complete on Fossil. Rocket, I'm missing expensive foils. I'm missing Dragonite and Charizard, which are like
the most expensive ones.
Charizard's $300, $400.
Yeah.
Dragonite's like $200.
After you telling me Lugia first edition, I kept looking because
man.
it's a nice card. So I was like, oh, I would like to have that.
Outside of
Expensive.
Charizard first, that's the most valuable.
Yeah, he's expensive, thousands, and I'm like,
And I bought a first edition box, didn't get one Lugia.
I bought first edition regular boxes in the past.
That was the last Pokemon box I got. I got it for my birthday. Approximately 2001, I want to say. Could be
Sure.
2000.
Yeah, probably 2000.
So
Maybe 2001.
12-ish.
Because I quit playing.
And it was $90.
Summer 2001. After I came in top 2 at the East Coast STS, I was like, my retirement was like that July. That was it. Because they banned me anyway. But and that was 2001. But it was all pre 9/11 too.
But that was 2001 because
Right.
Neo came out in the winter. Because I remember it was a Christmas present.
Had to be.
So this was about 6. I think it
and
came
your
out in
bir-
November.
So your birthday is January. So you got January 2001. It had to be, right?
Yeah. So
Because all
it
of those
came
guys
out-
were already out. Steelix.
yeah,
and
I want to say it came out like November, December of 2000.
And you got your birthday's January 2001. So
I got a box.
In January
and I remember
2001.
it was $90, and I'm like, they're like $90. It was
Yeah.
like a birthday present or whatever.
They pretty much stayed. I mean, they're probably like 130 now. But what are they a box now?
No way,
More?
dude. Packs are like used to be $3 then. They're like
What-
$7 now. $6.
Ooh, I didn't see. I can't keep
I
up with
was
these
at-
things.
I was at Target like buying something.
Target limits you too. You know,
they
super customer.
They got a Pokemon card shipment. There was 8-9 people like scouring for cards. There was grown.
There's
women.
like a weird demand.
There was grown women that were like
fighting over them.
No, our age, maybe a little old. Let's say they're 40.
Mm-hmm.
Like FaceTiming their boyfriends or husbands, and like,
which
which ones do you want?
Yeah.
And I looked at the phone. They were like grown ass men. Like,
There was a big craze like going on in the last.
no,
few...
whenever they get a shipment, they
Still?
sell out immediately. Whenever you go
crazy
to any
that there's,
card
like, heavy
section, they'll
demand
have
like
Magic
that.
and Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Pokemon's always barren, always.
Oh, well, that's
You'll never
because...
see Pokemon cards on the shelf.
Yeah,
always gone.
But well, I mean, it's crazy that the demand is still there. I mean, but it's
This is my question. I see people playing Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh all the time. I never see anyone playing Pokemon.
I don't think the majority plays
But
Pokemon like just
the
like back in the day.
is absurd.
Because there's a nostalgic connection there.
Everyone's buying Pokemon cards, but I don't see anyone ever playing them.
But that was the case back then too. We were the only weirdos that played the
yeah,
game. We were the small percent because every kid in 1998, 99, 2000 collected Pokemon cards. You know, for all intents and purposes, every kid. But how many actually played the game? It was like the 1%. You know.
Everyone I talked to was I had some cards, but I never knew how to play.
That was always the case. Nobody knew how to play except for like us. You know,
we were the guys that played.
We were the guys that played. You know, eventually we learned how to play because the first year, I think 98.
But I think too.
Summer training tour 99 was when we learned how to play.
I think at the point too, we became so good that the average I'll play for fun. They're like, we don't want to play.
Yes,
you guys.
It's kind of like I have that same problem with handball. I can't play street handball because I got to like the competitive tournament level. It's no fun, and it's like that was the same thing with us with Pokemon, where we played so seriously that like you couldn't kind of play.
Casual players didn't want to play us.
You couldn't play like another kid at the lunchroom. Yeah, because they're like, oh no, I don't want to play you guys. Like, because we were playing in the serious tournaments, we had like sleeved decks and stuff. We were all ready to go with our damage counters, and then some other kid comes with his unsleeved deck with
crust.
Crust on it. And he's got like Grimer, and he's got Oddish, you know, like Oddish. Like you're gonna just super smash Wigglytuff. What was Wigglytuff's move? Do the wave, and then just smash
getting
into
the starter deck.
And, of course, with Machamp.
Sitting down with my father, reading the instructions and learning.
Playing
how to play.
the 30 card decks from the starter deck. Yeah, that's early on though. Before we started playing, because we played the Pokemon game competitively as kids and played in big tournaments, and good times. But
so with Halloween on the horizon,
Halloween's coming, boys.
What is little Philly need a costume for him yet? He's going trick or treating or what?
Oh yeah, last year my kid was a Ghostbuster, and this year who knows? I haven't thought about it yet.
Right.
I got too much to think about. Worry about this shit.
You can go to Party City October 25th.
Get the last scraps. What would there be Dorothy left or something for the
Dad,
Wizard of
I'm
Oz?
the Black Ranger.
Yeah, yeah. There's only the Black Ranger left. Yeah, there's nothing else. But yeah, I haven't decided as if
Well, today I saw in ShopRite the retro monster cereals.
Sure.
People aren't familiar with what I'm talking about.
Count
Chocula, Blueberry, Frankenberry.
Yeah.
And they're like the
Those are the
1970s
classics.
packaging.
Yeah.
I love
packaging. All this nostalgic stuff to tug at our vintage heartstrings, you know.
So I buy this shit and just sits in my closet. And
you didn't eat it?
I bought 2 boxes. I eat one. And I'm like, wow.
Of Count Chocula or Blueberry? Or Frankenberry?
I like Frankenberry because it's just the bright pink and the logo.
What
and
flavor
everything.
is that? It's
strawberry.
just kind of, okay. So it's kind of like
but
maybe...
it's fairly fake artificial
just
strawberry.
sugar, flavoring.
I never seen bright pink strawberries in the store. You know?
No, they're only those are only chemically processed in China.
The Count Chocolate tastes the best.
Yeah.
But General Mills is I want to say it's out of Chicago from my
based out of Chicago.
I like Chicago.
They produce the sausage there, Chicago sausage.
Da Bears.
Da Bears and deep dish pizza. It's more really of a pie than anything.
But
we're on a message.
You
from
see all
God.
this Halloween merch coming out.
Yes.
The retro stuff. People eat it up. We're the consumers of it.
Yes.
And the guy Dinosaur Drac does a great job, kind of highlighting.
Oh, Dino Drac. If you're not, we'll plug Dino Drac. If you're not following, most people that I think follow us do also follow Dinosaur Dracula.
He's a big Staten Island
he's
pop
local.
culture.
Yeah, no, he doesn't make it overtly known that he's Staten Island, but he is. I mean, we make it overtly known that we are Staten Island.
I've spoken to other friends that have mentioned him or seen his shit on Facebook.
I see a lot of likes from people that I wouldn't otherwise see like shit like that on my Facebook. I'm like, oh, this girl likes Dino Drag, and I'm
Well,
like,
it's
where do
cool
they know?
is like
But probably because his stuff is very Staten
he
Island
has
based,
like
but he doesn't make it over the known.
retro, like Kool-Aid flavors
Yes,
from
yes.
1980.
He does a lot of cool articles and stuff, you know.
Or like,
giving
oh,
him
look,
a nice plug here.
Yeah, not that he plugs us or
Not that
gives
he
a
plugs
shit.
us, yeah.
But like you'll have these like advertisements from 1988 where
Yeah,
you're like, where the hell
he
did you
does a
find
really
this?
good job archiving all that stuff. You know, like his website and everything. Honestly, he's doing God's work, because a lot of times if you want to look for that kind of stuff, he's the one who's got it. You know, he does like investigative journalism when it comes to this shit.
So do you remember? This is before YouTube and stuff, so it was kind of like ahead of its time. On community television, like late at night, it was called Industrial TV.
Yes. That's also Staten Island
And
based.
one of
That's
those guys, there's a comic book
that
that
he's
died.
passed away. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what's his name? The guy with the glasses. That he. So this
I think
is
his name's Ed or something.
Ed. Yeah, Krypton Comics is a comic shop on.
It's by the ferry.
North
yeah.
Shore, Staten Island. So if you're ever in Manhattan and you go take the Staten Island ferry, it's really right there. You can walk to it. And it's this awesome little comic book shop. It's very tiny. It's very cluttered with stuff, just the way you like it. You know what I mean? Like cluttered
It's
with
old school comic shop.
old school comic shop, cluttered with, it's got all the comics in the
It's
middle.
got toys and,
and
figurines
all the
and statues.
Yoda statue and this and that, all sorts of cool little trinkets in there. And he passed away. And his wife, maybe
His
3 or 4
wife
years
still
ago.
runs
And his
it.
wife runs the business. And now that he's gone, and but he ran in local industrial.
So it was
TV.
a show that played like infomercials.
Yeah, all sorts of weird
but
stuff.
like
he
kind
would-
of disgusting things of like
Yeah.
carnage and like
Yes.
gore.
gore,
It had like softcore porn.
kind of metal based too.
Yeah.
It was like
and play like D-list movies.
yeah.
He'd play like soft porn and play like very gratuitous violence and gore.
Yeah, and this guy Ed
So
ran
when
it.
you're like a 9-year-old, you're like, what is this shit?
I remember it. Yeah.
So you would stumble across it late night at like
Yeah,
1 in the
yeah,
morning.
1 in
and
the
be like-
morning too.
You'd be watching it by yourself.
It was so underground, but it was also local, which made it feel more like real. You know what I mean? Because like that guy was, because he would be mentioning Staten Island based shit. So if you're a 12-year-old and he says something about like Westerly or something, which is a Staten Island neighborhood, but I know there.
wonder, I mean, those episodes are gotta be archived somewhere.
I don't know. They're probably on like old reels or old thick weird
Yeah.
VHS tapes. They're
But
definitely
they
not
were ahead of
digital.
its time because there was no YouTube back then. So
Yes,
you couldn't
it was-
watch all these dumb videos.
Right, it was totally ahead of its time. That kind of like he would have a YouTube channel today,
It wouldn't be the
lists posting
same
weird
today.
shit. No, obviously you could never
But
kind of
back
recreate
then,
that
but
kind
you gotta
of
realize
spark.
how much work they must have done.
Whew, that's a second job right there. Nowadays, YouTube, I mean, like, you just post this shit and you walk away. But now, like, you had to go to the studio, or like
And,
get
like,
all this stuff.
cutting-
That's a job.
Dubbing and cutting VHS
Cutting
tapes.
tape. I mean, come on, that's a job.
But
I
I
don't know
just
how.
had
that's a
fun-
labor of love.
I was on Reddit and someone's like, "Oh, you remember Industrial TV?"
Yeah,
it
yeah,
just
there's
made
a
me think
subreddit
about
on it.
it. Where I was like, "Well, I do remember it." And most people of our listeners are from Staten Island.
Yeah, especially if they're a little older than us. If you're like coming in on 40, you definitely probably have.
It was
remember
like
this shit.
one of those really big underground,
Yeah,
like Staten
local
Island like institutions.
Probably, yeah, like definitely Staten Island. I don't know if it broadcast
It
like
was
in
on
Brooklyn and all.
It was on
or
CT, so I think it was Staten Island Community.
Staten Island
cable.
only, so you wouldn't have seen it in Brooklyn or anything.
I don't.
Yeah,
maybe,
so that was
probably
really
not.
like a localized thing. But
I
that
don't
was,
know. I wouldn't say.
I think there might be tidbits of it on YouTube. I could have sworn that there was. I could have sworn because I had somebody had. I'm pretty sure somebody was mentioning this recently. Maybe the guys from. Maybe the guys from Super Live Adventure podcast.
How are they?
Yeah, this is it. Look, they got a Facebook page.
2012.
Well, obviously it's not they're not, but this was it.
Channel 34, CTV.
Yeah, Saturdays midnight. Viewer discretion advised.
Saturdays. That
That's-
sounds about right.
That's it. Yeah, this is them. That's the fucking guy Ed and the other
I
guy.
didn't know the other.
That's the guy Ed.
Two Droogies or Drogies.
The two Drew. Yeah. Because that's Ed from what's it called? That's his wife.
His wife that owns the comic store. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So if you're
How
interested
many
in,
likes do they have?
it's probably not many. It's so like 141. So such a sub culture thing.
But we're all talking about it finally, so
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
got to
yeah.
be a ton of people that remember this show.
Oh, definitely.
and I'm sure it
thousands.
was very influential to a lot. I mean,
Definitely,
influential to
like-
us even.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. I mean, like, I feel like we were a little young, but if you were anywhere from the ages of like 16 to college at that time.
Yeah, we were like 9-year-olds, like.
Yeah, we're weird though.
And
You know
we're
what I
like
mean? We
thinking-
liked shit like older shit, like things that
And it was
another
definitely-
9-year-old would be like, change the channel immediately.
It was
but-
very inappropriate for little kids.
Absolutely, but we were like all about that at that age.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
for
we
sure.
were kind of ahead of our time. But like, if you were somebody like age 15 to like college, definitely college kids were probably.
No, you were 20. You'd be like,
Yeah,
oh, what
20,
is
this
this?
was like something that you would.
But it was
watch.
definitely integral part of the '90s subculture.
Yeah,
Staten
90s
Island.
local Staten Island like weirdo subculture.
bet you they
It's
lasted
such
to-
a niche, you know.
I bet you they lasted to the early 2000s. That's what I want to
Probably. I'm sure you could go ask his wife. We should interview his wife in the store.
Honestly, like, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, we should, because I know
She's there and the store's open.
She's there. The store's open, and also
could
she's very. I know she's very like open talking about this stuff. You know.
I feel like that'd be very interesting to get some footage of her. And I think she probably like would enjoy the attention and like people talking.
Oh,
finally,
I think absolutely.
talking finally of her dead husband. You know?
Yes, Sean. Yes. She
no,
would.
but I'm
No,
just
I
saying.
understand what
I
you're
think she
saying.
would enjoy the attention.
No, for sure. He got a lot of articles about his passing because he was like a local kind of like
I remember
little
seeing
legend.
on Facebook and it was being sad because he was like a very
It was shared all over the place. It was there
He's
was
a
an
big
SI Live
friend in the
article
community,
about it.
yeah.
He was a community friend. He was there was a Staten Island Advance article about it. Here it is. Ed Verullo, that's his name.
Verullo. There you go.
Yeah. He pays public homage. There he is.
Hypnotronic of cult TV film fame.
Yeah. Purchase of subscription to Staten Island Advance. That's a hard no, hard pass on that
You
one.
know what's funny is like I have been like, oh, I'll read this article and that shit pops up and I'm like, guess not.
Guess not. Yeah. What do you think? I'm gonna a hard pass on that one, but that's him. Look at the '80s rockers. He had his hair back then. Yeah. So he died. He had like a heart attack a couple years ago. 2018. So he's gone
Cult
3 years.
TV fame.
Yeah, cult TV fame. Yeah, true original.
Iconic cult series.
SIC TV's iconic cult series, industrial television.
It's true though. Well, we just talked about it for 5 minutes.
We
about
did. Yeah.
Our memories of watching as young,
Here's like a weird like screenshot of it. Like what even is this? It's like some weird like doll freak thing, like pig.
It's all like
that was
gross
all the,
shit.
Right, all weird, gross out shit. I totally remember it like that. And how old was he? 51. I might be wrong on that.
Well, speaking of passings, Norm Macdonald died today.
Oh my
61.
God! What another
on the
shocker.
show at that.
Or Norm Macdonald. I guess we'll dedicate this episode to Norm Macdonald
Hey,
because
rest in peace. He
I
was
was
funny.
not-
He's very
yeah.
witty.
I'll stick this swizzle stick up your pee hole.
I heard a few podcasts with him, and he was just hilarious. He had a very dark, kind of jaded, like view.
Absolutely, deadpan as hell.
Very
And
dry.
You couldn't
He's
tell.
Canadian. He's like very dry.
Very dry. You could never tell like if he was being serious because he would say dick as shit. You know, like is he serious?
He's always kind of a dick.
He was always
but,
kind
like,
of a dick, but that
very
was kind of his allure.
He's very sarcastic.
Very sarcastic. I kind of feel like that was why he wasn't working as much because he was kind of difficult to work with. You know,
I mean, when I
because you haven't
saw
seen him
his
in
passing
much.
today on Facebook and stuff, it was all very. People feel very positive of him.
Absolutely. Well, because he's like a comedic icon of the last 30 years, right?
Did SNL for many years.
SNL for many years. He made
I don't
cameos.
remember him in movies though.
I love his cameo in Deuce Bigelow. He's the bartender, and he's like, "Oh, if you don't give me the money, I'm gonna take this swizzle stick and stick it up your pee hole." That's great. That scene, I die at that scene. You know.
Yeah, he was. I
He's in a
enjoyed
lot
him.
of stuff. He's in like
His stand-up was fucking
stand-up's
hilarious.
great.
His
He's
stand-up's phenomenal.
Let's see his discography. He's in like Sandler shit. You know.
What do you think his biggest movie was?
Let's see. Maybe was it Dirty Work or one of those? Let me see.
I don't remember his movies honestly. I remember his stand-up mostly, and he was in a couple like dumb Adam Sandler movies.
He's in Dirty Work. That's probably his biggest like leading movie. He's in Billy Madison as the as
I just don't like Adam Sandler.
no, neither do I. But Adam
I can't
Sandler's
watch
trash.
his movies
He's absolute
anymore.
trash.
It's just like nauseating. He's
No,
nauseating.
It's
to me.
horrible. No, I don't know what. No, disaster.
He has such a following though. Like I don't get.
Well, listen. You
I
gotta,
mean, Uncut
Well-
Gems was good. I did like.
well,
Uncut
that's
Gems.
different because that's not his
It's a
comedic
drama.
shit, and he chose to play a real dramatic role, and it was great. He did a great job. He should do that because all this comedic shit is garbage. Where he comes on set, he's half asleep, it's all trash.
He's
you know,
like Jennifer
it's-
Aniston on a cruise or something.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
yeah. What's Tom Cruise's wife? What's her name?
Whatever.
Katie Sackhoff, whatever her name is. But he's no, his trash. I mean, listen, the first few movies are funny. Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore, they're good. But I mean, the trash just gets such trash. You know, with Jack and Jill, like you're saying. You know. But that's trash. But Dirty Work, Norm Macdonald was in. Of course, he's Celebrity Jeopardy. I guess he plays. Who does he play on Celebrity Jeopardy?
Fuck do I know? Oh, you mean on SNL?
On SNL. That's the skit on SNL.
I know the Sean Connery one.
Sean Connery, you're mad, Trebek. Your mother sucks cocks, Trebek.
The Sean Connery.
The
one.
rapist for 500. That's therapist, Mr. Connery. The
Or,
rapist.
Arrested Development.
He's on Arrested Development.
Analopist. It says anal rapist.
Yeah, Analopist. Yeah. Yeah, that's good shit. He's in Dr. Dolittle. He's in a lot of junk, I guess. He was on the Orville. Which is more recent. He's in Jack and Jill, it says. He was in Deuce Bigalow, of course, as I mentioned. And then he just does a lot of other stuff. Stand-up and...
He's mostly just a stand-up,
Stand-up kind of, back behind the scenes for the most part. But I know who he was from the get-go, And I think a lot of his stuff he did in person was in the 90s and stuff. But I felt like he probably still did work. It's not shocking that he's gone now. But I don't know. How did he pass away? Do we know?
He had cancer. They didn't specify which
one. Yeah, he seems like a private guy who wouldn't tell anybody.
But he said he had a long bout with cancer.
Cancer, died in Los Angeles September 14th. He'd been diagnosed with cancer 9 years prior. Kept the diagnosis to himself, but not publicly disclosed it 9 years ago. So no wonder he hasn't been working. The guy's been sick.
9 years? That sounds like probably prostate or something like that.
Yeah.
That's a long battle.
Yeah, it doesn't specify, but yeah. We'll dedicate this episode to Norm Macdonald's memory, age 61. Young, age 61. So,
Father, it's like my father's age.
Yeah, he wrote on Roseanne. He wrote on other stuff.
Oh, I enjoy his stand-up and his, like you said, his very deadpan, dry delivery.
Deadpan stuff is great. Yeah, his voice for doing that stuff. Yeah, and he just did
What part of Canada is he from?
Quebec.
I think he was Ontario.
Let me see. He was born in Quebec City.
It's Quebecer. Oh, that's right. Because when they showed him when the Montreal made the World Cup, Stanley Cup, he was like wearing a half shirt.
Yeah, he went to school in Ottawa.
All right, well,
rest to him.
More content, R.I.P. Norm.
R.I.P. Norm. Anything else you want to wrap up here? You want to talk about Venom 2 and Dune for a second?
We'll do Dune on the next episode. It's too much content.
All right, too much comment.
And we gotta watch the movie also.
And we actually have to watch Dune. And we're hitting the 1 hour mark straight. That's good. Okay, everyone, this is a fun, quick, get him in there episode. It's been 2 months since our last one, so at least we're getting something in.
Let's do a Halloween special.
We're going to do a Halloween special for sure. You're going to see it's going to be fucking spooky in here somehow. I don't know. We'll put like a little pumpkin or a ghost up here. And that's it, everyone. Enjoy yourselves.
The new Indiana Jones.
Yeah. Oh, that's a real terror. Yeah, we're going to have it's the robot from Solo. That's who's playing. That's who becomes the new Indiana Jones. Just to reiterate.
You old bag.
You old bag. All right, everyone. Old bags. See you later. Keep watching the stars.